So I just got the new ELF Lash Xtndr Mascara in the mail this morning, and I thought I would just sit down and try this out for you guys, see what it's all about, and also compare it to the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions because I do believe ELF is trying to dupe this one. So if that sounds good to you guys, why don't we go ahead and just jump right in and get started. All right, so before we get into the demo, I just want to quickly let you know a little bit about this product first and how it looks like it compares to the Thrive. So the ELF is called Lash Xtndr Mascara. This one is Liquid Lash Extensions, so very similar names. And let me just read the claims of the ELF one. So this claims to give dramatic length. It says 97% saw instant dramatic lash length. And it has a flexible tapered brush that lengthens and defined. This is also a tubing mascara, which means instead of coating your lashes with black pigment, it's actually going to wrap a little tube around each lash, and this prevents it from smudging underneath the eyes. It's going to last all day, and then when you go to take it off at night, instead of the black stuff smudging underneath your eyes, the little tubes just slide off with warm water. You don't even need soap. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love tubing mascaras and why the Thrive has been a consistent favorite over the last couple of years, because I don't have to worry about the raccoon eyes, and I also don't have to worry about taking it off at night. Removal is super, super easy. And looking at the packaging, we have the ELF Lash Xtndr in the black tube with the turquoise cap, and then we have the fully turquoise tube of the Thrive. Right away, I will tell you the ELF one feels super lightweight and kind of cheap. The Thrive one feels really, really heavy. So there is a definite packaging difference, but I could care less about the outer packaging if the inside actually performs like the Thrive. So looking at the two brushes side by side, they look incredibly similar. I think the Thrive one is maybe just slightly larger, but they're the exact same shape. They look like they're made out of kind of very similar material. Both of them have these very short, spiky little bristles. So I think as far as the wands go, there really isn't too much difference at all between them. And I also want to mention that these are both brand new tubes. I thought that was the best way to really evenly compare them, because sometimes when a mascara has been open for a little while, it performs better than it does initially. So I wanted to give these guys a fair shot, just brand new tubes right off the start. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see my lashes really closely. All right, so we're going to do the Thrive over here on this side. And one of the things I really like about this mascara a lot is that you don't need to build up too many coats. Just touching the brush to your lashes adds a pretty dramatic amount of product. So it's not something that I feel like I have to keep dipping back in the tube and grabbing more. And it also creates pretty dramatic length as well as volume. And also this shade Bryn is a really nice deep jet black, which I like. This does come in other colors as well, but I prefer the black one. I just think it's a really inky black. A lot of mascaras can sometimes be a softer black or one that looks almost like a dark gray. So this one is just very dramatic and it makes your lashes pop. All right, so I think I'm just gonna stop this here because I don't want it to get too clumpy. So here's what this looks like just compared to no mascara. And I think this does such a great job at opening up my eyes. It adds a little bit of curl and really nice length and volume. So that's why this is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. All right, moment of truth. Let's go in with the ELF Lash Xtndr. Okay, so right away, I don't feel like this is applying quite as much product to my lashes off the start. It is definitely coating them, but I would say that the Thrive is just a little more dramatic right out of the gate. And it also feels like it's a wetter formula. This one feels a little bit drier. So they definitely don't feel the same. When I looked at the ingredient list, I also felt like those were pretty different as well. So I think the brush and the fact that they're tubing mascaras are probably the two things that really make these similar, because the formula feels quite a bit different. But that being said, this one is building up pretty easily, so I feel like I'm able to get similar length and volume out of this one. So yeah, I mean, looking side by side, I think these look pretty close. Even though the ELF is a drier formula and it's not as prone to clumping right off the start as the Thrive is, I did notice that it was sort of clumping a little as I added and built more coats. But I think those spiky bristles on the brush really make it easy to comb the clumps out and to get your lashes looking pretty fluffy overall. So what do you guys think? I feel like my lashes look pretty close on both eyes, both in terms of length and volume. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this down below. I also want to do a wear test and see how my lashes look at the end of the night, whether they're drooping down and not holding curl, or if I experience any flakiness issues during the day, because once in a while tubing mascaras can flake. Sometimes those little tubes come off and get in my eyes and cause irritation, especially because I wear contact lenses. So I want to be able to answer all of those questions for you guys today. So I'm going to go about the rest of my day and I will check in here with you guys in about 8 or 9 hours or so. Hey everyone, I just wanted to jump back on and give a quick update on how the ELF Lash Extender is holding up compared to the Thrive. So I'm actually really impressed. I don't have any flaking going on either side of my face, which is awesome. I haven't had any issues throughout the day. No smudging, which I knew because they're a tubing formula. But like I said earlier in the video, I was more worried about just the flaking, the little tubes coming off, and I haven't experienced any of that whatsoever. So that is really good news. I just want to zoom you guys in quick and show you my lashes up close. All right, so looking in the mirror, I think my lashes look pretty similar to the way that they did when I first applied both mascaras. I think they might have drooped just slightly. They might not have quite as much curl as they did in the beginning, but overall, I think they still look really good. I think the ELF is holding its own against the Thrive for sure. I think my lashes still look fanned out and there's no clumps. So overall, I think they look really good. So to answer the question, is ELF's Lash Extender a dupe for the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions? I would say yes and no. It really just depends on your definition of a dupe. Some people feel like a dupe has to feel the same, look the same, everything about it has to be the same. It has to share very similar ingredients. In that case, like in the strictest definition of a dupe, I would say no, it's not, because the ELF formula is much drier than the Thrive. They don't have similar ingredients. They don't really apply the same, even though they have a similar brush. But if you're one of those people who consider a dupe to be having the same end result, or that, your lashes look the same at the end of the day and it wears the same, then I would say it is, because I really do think that my lashes look pretty much the same on both sides. I got the same amount of length and volume, and I think the ELF held up just as well as the Thrive throughout the day. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments down below. I know a lot of you did not consider the Milani version of this one to be a good dupe for the Thrive. You felt like it was really goopy and really clumpy. So if you didn't like that one, I think you'll like the ELF one a lot better, because it has even less of a tendency to get clumpy than the Thrive one does, just being a drier formula and not having like that really wet, heavy kind of a feel. So I have a feeling more of you are gonna like this one than the Milani for sure. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I wanna thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. I really, really appreciate it. If you have some extra time and you haven't seen all of my Vlogmas videos yet, I'll go ahead and just put my playlist right up here for you to check out next. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.